Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Maple Shamrock with I am Jake with Zad and Zenadean.
Woo!
Yeah,
Oh boy,
we're off to yeah.
that's a great start,
Hells
guys.
yeah.
You know, can't have a bad start when the Maple Shamrock.
Oh, exactly. Just
Yeah,
sitting down with a couple buddies, couple drinks.
I right now I'm drinking Nivea Man deodorant. I don't know about you, Stu.
A very classy drink for sure. A
Uh,
man of culture to the very end.
To the very end, which if I keep
Drinking
drinking that won't
tears
be
of
too long.
my enemies.
Nice.
Ooh.
What about you, Dad?
I myself am the I'm the designated driver. So all I have is orange juice.
Get that with your sub money.
I don't know who has drinks less in their life, me or Sad.
What?
Good
I-
question.
I think I've only had like one drink total my whole life.
Oh wow.
No, you know what? To hell with the orange juice.
Oh.
know what? Real men. Wait.
Real men drink milk.
So,
Fair.
anyways, is it already obvious by the video title? We are going through the MCU movies.
Yes, all
What is
20.
our favorites? What do we hate? Well,
Find out.
Find out next
find
time.
out next time, or this time really. Uh,
See ya, space
but
cowboys.
yeah, I'm Jake, a streamer,
I'm Zad. Hello.
also a streamer.
I'm Zen. Most of you should know me. If you don't,
It's your channel, so hopefully
yeah.
people know you.
If they don't, that means I've leached viewers off you. I'm either sorry or thank you. I don't know which.
Ah, why not both? Be thanks sorry.
Oh, I feel nothing but Thanksgiving. Okay.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving?
Man, now I just want turkey.
Damn it, Chad.
We're not playing bowling.
Huh?
Well, I mean,
Turkey.
hey, do you really think any of us would be that good to get a frickin' turkey?
Speak for yourself. I'm a master at Wii Sports.
Okay, now we are talking.
Alright, let's get back on topic, guys.
We haven't even started the topic yet.
Oh,
yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah.
So, anyways, let's just get right into this then, shall we?
Sure.
Alright.
all
The
right.
first movie for the MCU was released in 2008, and it is Iron Man.
I was waiting for one of you to say it because there was just this pause. Like, wait a minute, hold up. Is somebody actually gonna say it?
All right. So
So, I did rewatch this movie as part of my rewatch for preparing.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I noticed with a lot of the older ones, a lot of them have not really aged the best.
Sure.
Iron Man did. It actually stayed very consistent for a second rewatch.
I think Iron Man aged the best of all of the older ones. Anyways, that's for
All
damn
of the
sure.
Phase 1 was?
when you say
I'd
the
say-
older ones, where do you cut off? Like,
Phase 1.
Phase 1, I said.
oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's probably my favorite of the Phase 1s myself. And when you think Marvel, when you think the MCU, well, you gotta think of the beginning of this. And Iron Man definitely is the first thing that comes to mind, aside from, of course, Avengers. But like,
Huh. And it sets up the formula that works very well. Uh, Character progression, things happen, big climatic battle.
Not
I
to
would
And it was a
say-
mention,
and it was a decent climatic battle.
oh yes, absolutely. I mean, not
Like
to
the-
mention it's the introduction of the frickin' one of the great Chads of Marvel,
Oh
frickin'
god.
Tony motherfucking Stark.
I would
Here-
say
Okay,
Oh.
said.
I would say of like even maybe of all these movies here probably has the most iconic opening section of a movie.
Yeah,
Like,
that's pretty fair.
Yeah.
and I find it funny because it's also like it's like the entire opening of the entire cinematic universe is that movie's opening.
It's kind of it's
So-
interesting, isn't it?
But there
Yeah.
is one kind of weakness to this film.
I'm hearing an echo on somebody's end, by the way.
Hello?
That might be me. I'll just go on ahead. I'll just sort that out.
Alright. But there is one weakness to this film.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
The villain.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's gonna be a very common problem, I'd say.
But he also has a great moment where it was hilarious because of how hammy it was, but
Well, yeah.
Tony Stark built this in a
In a
cave
cave with
with a box of squares.
scraps. I freaking love that scene so much.
My favorite part of that scene is he moves his hand slightly and his tie just goes flying all over the place.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
like he goes like balls to the wall.
But it is a guy in a suit, and sadly for Iron Man, that's not going to be the last guy in a suit villain.
Yes,
Yeah.
but at the same time, given what happened throughout the rest of this movie, I'd say this one actually works a little better than the other guys in suits later on.
Yeah.
Fair.
Like, particularly Obadiah being so close to Tony Stark for this entire movie. Like, when it comes out of... This is kind of completely out of nowhere when it's suddenly like, oh, this dude's actually the villain. Like, this is... Like, you gotta remember, this is kind of the first time that this is being the first movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, this is kind of the first time we have this twist villain.
Alright. I'm not going to say S tier for myself, but I'm going to say
I'm
high
gonna
A.
I'm gonna say A tier, 100%
I'd also
A
agree
tier.
with A.
All right, let's do it.
Ready to go opposite directions, guys?
Oh frickin' boy!
The Incredible Hulk. What was this released? Also 2008 or 2000?
Yeah, but it was
no.
2008 as well.
Yeah.
And
what
you
if
wouldn't
it
even know this
was?
is an MCU movie because it's not even the same bloody actor for the Hulk anymore.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. To be honest, I
So-
forgot it
Which
was.
is kind of
I
which kind of
had
makes
to
it weird
rewatch
to
the
include
movie.
it in this list, because it's like it feels wrong because it's like this isn't the Hulk that we have for the rest of the
only thing
cinematic
that
universe.
is consistent that this movie still has is Thunderbolt Ross is the same actor,
Mm-hmm.
and Iron Man shows up at the
Yeah,
very end.
Tony shows up at the very end of it, just like, "Hey, we're putting together a team." It's like, okay,
So
cool.
So, for me, when we watch this movie, I movie does have a lot of CG, but I don't know. CG Hulk looks very distracting to me.
I mean, it looked better than the previous Hulk.
Oh yeah.
Give
That's
it credit
not
where
hard.
it's due.
That's
And
not
it-
odd.
And it was like the first, like it was the first time we see Hulk in this universe as well. So obviously later on it does get better and better, thank God. But as we are judging, like I'm thinking, like judging it for the time, would you say they would have been able to do better with what they had?
I think for the time
Probably.
it's good, but it hasn't
Well-
aged well because you also have
Oh.
to look at that. Like at the time, I think it would have been a solid movie. but when you're looking at as the grand scope, like,
Yeah.
does anyone
Sure.
remember anything about the villain?
That was Abomination, yeah?
Yep. And they also briefly
while.
introduced the leader. They never do anything with him, but they introduce him.
That's right. Oh, good times. Although, I'll give it a bit of credit, because it's like, this was kind of the point where the Avengers was kind of the first time it was being teased. Because sure, Iron Man did some stuff,
Iron Man
but then...
did tease the Avengers.
Yeah.
Because in the post-credits scene, Nick Fury says, "How about the Avengers Initiative?"
Oh, I forgot about that.
So
Yeah, I
it
think,
was teased from the beginning.
Okay, but like, what's it? This was like the second movie that was completely disconnected. That was like, oh hey, I know that dude. That's Tony Stark. What's he doing here? And at that point, that's the point where it generates hype for the rest of the universe, essentially.
Yeah, I feel like it's important to have these separate movies as separate pillars.
Post-credit scenes could mean anything back then.
Oh yeah.
And we don't really know where the hell that goes. And then with the Hulk shows at the end of that, and with Tony showing up, and it's like, damn, this is actually happening. So I'll give it a bit of credit. I didn't really like it otherwise, but like,
Generally boring, except for the final fight.
I found it enjoyable. I wouldn't say a lot. Like, if it was on the telly, I'd leave it on. But compared to all of these other movies, I would watch this one the least.
Yeah, the point being, would you go out of your way to watch it?
If I had to choose between all of these movies, this one would probably be the last.
The last for me, but it'd be low.
Yeah. It'd be pretty low on the list for me too. So where are we putting this, boys?
It's either gonna be low C or high D.
Yeah.
The way we were talking about it sounded like S. But I would say D. Compared to all of these other movies coming up, I would say D.
Actually, that's a good point. Compared to everything else here, this goes... I'm probably going to put it in D myself.
Alright, I can go D. But I think the next movie might be lower than this.
No, but I don't...
2,
I feel like Iron Man 2 is overhated. Like,
You
I don't
think
know
so?
if this is considered
Okay.
a hot take.
We have a
Right.
discussion.
Lay it
here,
on us,
guys.
Zenadean. Let's,
Alright, I might be remembering this wrong, but that is the one with War Machine and... Yeah, hold on, wait.
And Whiplash,
So-
yes.
Yeah, and Whiplash, yeah. Like, with the... Wait, what? Hold on, I want to hear why people hate it, because I know people hate it, but I don't know what... Like, I don't see a problem with this movie. When I watch it. I think it's
Jack,
just
Do you want
average.
to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You can take this here.
Well, hey, it just feels like such a step down. That's one of the very first parts. It also brings back twist villains a second time. And for Iron Man, we're going to get that every bloody time.
It kind of becomes a trend,
Mhm.
don't it?
It becomes a trend.
Whiplash has a cool design, but hey, he really does nothing all movie. And it's like the movie wanted to go demon in a bottle, but they didn't want to fully commit to that, so they just only had him get drunk once and rather have it as a comedy scene rather than something that they were hinting at.
Mm.
So it was like they had, like seeing War Machine was cool, and they did a good job introducing the new actor for Worldly because they had a different actor between movies, and his introduction is like, "Yes, I'm here. Get over it."
Yeah.
Yeah, that does, like, by no means is it a great one, but I feel like it doesn't deserve all the hate it gets because at the time, I can understand why people would be so annoyed at like, oh, another twist villain, but it's not the only movie with more twist villains. Like even all the way up to the newest one with Spider-Man, that one had a twist
Well,
villain as well.
twist
Like-
villain. It was the fact that
Oh wow, stream ended. Close stream.
What?
Hello?
Oh shit! What the
Oh
fuck?
god, no!
it's sad class.
I think Zad crashed. No!
Trying to.
I can't believe we PTSD.
Another thing was the final confrontation did not feel as exciting. Like, yes, he was fighting a lot of monsters and then big evil Whiplash, but it did not monsters. I mean, machines, but it did not feel
Yeah.
as exciting.
Well, exactly. And the thing being, too, like, we don't really see a whole lot of this villain, and we're led to believe that,
Whiplash is doing this all alone, and then he works with this company, and then
he
this
works
company
with Hammer
was
Tech,
funding him
and
from
this,
the beginning.
yeah, and this dude just frickin', and the Hammer Tech dude was a frickin' scrub.
Yeah.
I am the big villain, not Billy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I can understand why you wouldn't like. I guess the thing is, I don't even think of most of the early MCU movies. I don't really think of like how important the villain plays a role because it's not really what at least according to me, like from
Well-
my perspective, I don't think that's the main point of the early movies. It's more building the heroes.
Well,
So-
let me ask you this then. What did this build up for Tony Stark?
I don't think it was to build up Tony Stark. I think it was at least originally supposed to build up War Machine, but that fell
You
through.
know, War Machine did really become important until halfway into the movie.
And even
Yeah,
still, we don't
but-
really see a whole lot of him until later movies, funny enough.
But like, I love War Machine and how he's portrayed in the MCU.
Rhodey's great, yeah.
Yeah, I
but-
love him too.
This movie, not till the end, really does it justice.
Yeah, I suppose that's probably just more nostalgia goggles for me then in that case. I still feel like it gets I still wouldn't say it's the worst. I'd much rather watch this one over the Hulk, to be honest, but that's just
So where would
Well,
you
me,
put it
I
then?
guess.
I don't know. I would personally put it below the Hulk, but I don't know. What do you say, Sad? You're the tiebreaker here.
Honestly, I'd probably put it above Hulk. I'd at least go.
I was going to say C or low C, so if you
I'd
want
be
to put
okay
it
with
in,
low C, honestly.
I would still say D, but if you want to put low C, feel free.
I'd say low C.
yeah, and we'll
That's already
readjust.
overrated in my book, but
Yeah,
Ooh.
if you overrule my other D, Sad, you and I have a ball.
Well, we'll see on that there. But first,
the original Thor.
Don't you mean the original ball?
Yes.
Honestly, well, I don't think that the original Thor. I mean, sure, the original Thor was just kind of meh for me. Not bad, not good,
Well,
just meh.
see, the thing
when
is,
we watched it, I was actually surprised how boring it was. Like, the side cast did nothing.
yeah,
The fact that the side cast was just a bunch of frickin'. Well, okay, this depending on which side cast you're talking about, Asgardian side cast or Earth side cast.
All side
Both.
cast because we spend more time with all.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
indeed. I mean, don't get me wrong. I found the Asgardian side cast pretty underwhelming or underused. I'll say.
But Sad, there's a character named Darcy, so that has to be your favorite character. Let's talk about your favorite character, Darcy.
So cringe. So cringe.
For those who don't know, that's Sad's real name. So Sad has to like Darcy.
Jack, what the fuck, mate?
yeah. Like I have to like Bandit Keith.
Oh gosh.
So tell us, Sad, how is Darcy the best character ever?
I, I can't even
It's close.
justify this. I can't even play devil's advocate here. It is physically impossible for me.
The sidecar Loki was the villain for this movie, right?
Kinda.
Kind
He
of.
he was prominent in it at least.
Like, he was prominent and he unleashed the armor, but he really didn't do anything.
Mm,
Not till the end of the movie, anyways. But at the same
Yeah.
time,
And the thing is, watching this, I was actually surprised how boring Loki is in this movie.
although
See, the thing is, this entire movie is just a bunch of untapped potential that is later realized.
yes.
Thankfully,
Namely,
but,
I
like-
actually found Loki to be the most interesting part of the movie. Discovering
Oh,
Oh
Loki's
yes, that's just how boring the
backstory.
movie is.
Yeah, well, I guess.
But when you compare Avengers Loki to Thor Loki, this Loki has almost no personality.
Well, of
Yeah,
course.
or-
But at the same time, though, I would almost disagree that to a degree because I'd find that Loki discovering who he was, and before he was quite perfectly content to do stuff, and then having that discovery of his origin broke him, and we get to see the results of that, and how he confronts Odin, and later when he confronts Thor, like he is angry more than anything, and it's the catalyst for everything that he does in the later movies. I think that
Fun fact to those who don't know Norse mythology, Loki is actually brothers with Odin.
Oh, I
makes
didn't know
things
that.
a little awkward in
Movie canon, but
Movie
hey,
canon.
Well,
cares
this is
about
a
actual
change
mythology?
that I'm okay with, other than the big mythological change in Ragnarok, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. Oh yes, we will. Oh gosh.
The final confrontation also wasn't as climactic, and final confrontations in these movies are important if you ask me.
yeah, because it's like the basic formula with the movie.
You're
so it's
talking
very
with Loki,
comparable.
yeah? Cause like I don't count the Destroyer or whatever. That thing was
The
Nah.
kind of a
Destroyer
scrub.
technically was the final fight.
That was underwhelming as fuck. I much prefer the final. I much prefer like the final confrontation with the one-on-one between Thor and Loki. Thor
That
coming
was
back.
actually decent.
Yes,
That was like the glimmer of light in this movie.
absolutely, and that's what I'm saying is like the dynamic between Thor and Loki at that point. You feel the hype that was absent throughout the rest of the movie.
Yeah, for sure. Another thing.
So, are we thinking above Iron Man 2?
Yes, I will
Yeah,
say so.
I would also agree. One thing I'd give this movie as well, I feel like this is the first movie that would like really step up in visual quality. I know Iron Man 2 had like that one scene on the stage that was visually impressive, but the entire movie, like all of Thor's effects and Loki's, and I think this is the first one with the Tesseract, just like all the particle effects and stuff look really nice.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So,
And
yeah,
actually-
we'll say it's above Iron Man 2?
Yeah.
Captain America.
Now, this one.
The first one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. The interesting thing about Captain America is each one of its movies does a different thing to satisfy you. This one included. Like, I'll start off by saying this is the weakest Captain America,
I'll agree
but
on that.
that's not a bad thing given the other two.
Yeah, I still wouldn't even say this is the weakest of all the movies that we've put there
Oh,
as
dear
well.
God, no.
I'd say this is one of
Rewatching
the
this was
strongest.
actually a delight.
Yeah, I love this movie.
I found it
Hmm?
pretty average myself.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say it's amazing,
Yeah.
but
like,
it was a good origin story. We see a lot of great scenes with Steve Rogers. Like,
It starts
see-
Steve's journey, like, and shows how he went from this meek little boy into the genetically enhanced super soldier.
But hey,
Which
hey,
only
even as a
took
meek little
hard
boy,
work.
he has epic scenes. Like the scene that the general was trying to prove that Steve was not good to be a soldier for the grenade,
then
he jumped
he
on
just
the grenade
that was a
while
really good.
everybody else ran away.
Yeah, fair.
Although it was a bit weird, like, cause I feel like that CGI where he's like on that skinny body is a bit noticeable nowadays.
Oh yeah,
But,
looking back at it, I'm like,
Looking back,
it's like, what the fuck is this? This feels wrong on so many levels.
this looks so weird.
Yeah. And like, I didn't even, as the first time I saw this, I didn't even think about like it actually being CG at the time.
It's hard to not see it though.
But yeah, nowadays I'm
Yeah,
like,
but
oh shit, what the fuck is this? Oh gosh. Speaking of, though, interesting CG, Mr. Red Skull.
He exists.
Indeed.
I actually like the Red Skull. Like
I
he's
found
not,
him kind of...
he
I found
wasn't
him-
the most interesting, but
I
He-
found
he
him very
played-
fitting.
he played the part of very evil Nazi very well.
Yeah, I found him just kind
Yeah.
of bland myself. I mean, sure, don't get me wrong, like, he played the evil bit well, but I don't think it was actually anything
I think it
fantastic
was-
for that.
But the thing is, it's kind of like if you have like like say Captain America is the toast, Red Skull is the butter. These are two very boring things, but they go well together.
I don't think Captain America was boring because Steve Rogers was entertaining throughout the film. Like he essentially carried the movie.
Well, it's
Yeah,
kinda... Well, it's kind of funny you call him the butter, because, like, butter goes well with a lot of things, as we see later on in the series, interestingly enough. Just thought that was
However,
a cute little...
I would eat plain bread before I would eat plain butter.
We are also introduced to other important characters
Yeah.
like Bucky.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Are my favorite Dragon Ball character.
But this is a nice introduction to Bucky, and seeing him quote unquote die, even though I think most people knew it was a going to be Parliament.
Mm.
You know, at the time, I wasn't actually all that familiar with Captain America lore, and so I didn't actually think anything of Bucky's death when I came across it, because it's like, oh, this dude died.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
well.
like,
Well, here's the thing: Bucky wasn't amazing, but he doesn't get fleshed out till later. But it's important that he's introduced to you.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Because-
extremely.
Mm.
Winter Soldier
Considered.
would hit as hard if Bucky was like, "Oh, that person to the right."
yeah. I guess it's more one of those things as well, and how it would affect Captain.
Yep.
We also meet Peggy Carter,
Oh, yes.
who
So, hey.
is always a badass,
Didn't she end up getting her own show?
Yep.
Yes, she did.
and it was actually pretty good.
And it was also really interesting as well to meet Howard Stark.
Oh yeah.
After seeing what becomes of Tony, and it's like, huh, this is where this all started. That's fascinating.
So we see. So probably maybe entertainment wise, it's not the highest because the final battle was just a simple final battle. But I
I'd give
feel
it a
like this
B
movie's
myself.
important for setting everything up.
Yes.
Like this is like the, this is like a good pillar to set everything up. I think I would say B.
Yeah, this is the final base before the home run.
Actually, yeah. So, yeah,
B.
I'd say solid B.
Boy, we're all agreed so far except for Iron Man 2.
Yeah. Okay.
So
The first.
so the thing about the first phase, a lot of these movies are set up for a
Mhm.
big crossover that were years in the making.
When did the first Avengers come out?
Just a second.
That's a good question, come to think of it.
It came out
Thank you.
2012.
Yeah, so 4 years in the making. That's like
Well,
an Olympic this.
It's something
never
that
mind.
wasn't done before prior to this.
Aside from Airbud, but yeah.
So, Avengers is going to have a lot to talk about.
Well,
Okay.
indeed. Now,
So,
But
hey, this is a. I was going to say this is a great movie, but I don't know if I'm being biased because it's the first of its kind, or if it's really that good.
if you
Well,
have
it's the
that, if
first-
you're biased, then I probably have that same bias then, because the
Well-
more I was thinking about it, like, yeah, this shit was good.
how I look at it is it may be the first of its kind, but it's not the only of its kind. We have stuff to compare to it nowadays, and I still think it's a really good movie.
Oh, hells yeah.
So I think that bias is void because even in your head, you'd still compare it to other movies.
Oh yeah,
Even
Good point.
but like from the opening to the end, I was glued to my seat, and I think this was the first movie that me and my friend group went to theaters together with, and we kind of continued to exist.
I remember,
Mm-hmm.
like, I remember watching this like the very first day it came out on Blu-ray, and I literally watched it like 4 or 5 times.
Oh, hells yeah. At least. I've probably seen this particular movie more than I have any of the other Marvel movies on here, I'll be honest.
Oh, absolutely. Aside from the
So,
Incredible Hulk.
the movie is
Duh.
about. So the movie's not just about one character; it's about all these characters. Sadly, some characters do get shafted for others. Like Hawkeye doesn't really get his moments till very late in the movie.
Well, on that note though, it also introduces them. So they kind of
Well, Black Widow was introduced in Iron Man 2.
Oh, she wasn't she, very briefly, but
Wasn't she also in Hulk? Well, was
No,
a
she
different
wasn't.
actress? No?
No, she
I don't
wasn't.
think so.
Okay.
But regardless, it was a chance to kind of flesh them out a little bit because they weren't
Oh,
really
Black
focused
Widow
on.
had the greatest reintroduction scene ever.
Yes. Abso-freaking-lutely.
The interrogation.
Hells yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. What are you doing here? I'm getting everything I want out of them.
Yeah. Oh, it was great. Like, that was...
He's just telling me everything. And the guys were like, what the
Wait,
fuck?
what the fuck? Hang on. This is backwards. What's going on? And she
And
just
then
fucking
she
breaks out and
proceeds to
destroys everybody.
Kicks everybody's ass.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get reintroduced to Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, who is a more, as a Bruce Banner, easily more relatable Bruce Banner.
Actually, I
Oh, yeah.
really like Mark Ruffalo's portrayal of Bruce Banner going forward. Because it's such a... You see the duality of his character.
Because I wasn't really going to talk about Norton's until I got to Ruffles. Norton's Bruce Banner didn't stand out.
Not really. And honestly, there was a lot of gaps in my memory when it came to the Hulk as it were. And then
Yeah.
the Avengers came along and it's like, damn, I remember everything about this dude.
Hey. So,
Like, this is one of those
reintroducing,
movies.
and reintroducing him like that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And also reintroducing Loki to where he fully embraces his villainness.
Exactly. This is a scorned man who he just found out everything he knows is a lie, and therefore he's gonna do something about it. And he's gonna fuck shit up because he's because he's angry. And he gets shit, and he really fucks shit up. Good gravy, taking control
like during the first real encounter, where Captain America meets Loki.
Oh yeah.
Like everybody gets something to see with Loki.
Mm-hmm. Well, seeing
because Loki goes to Germany, and Captain America's like, last time I was in Germany, I dealt with people like you before.
Oof. Did Hawkeye get a moment with Loki? I'm trying.
Later.
Yeah.
Like Hawkeye's real first moment is him under brainwash Loki. Hey, pretty much saying, I need a distraction and an eyeball.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was really cool how he took control of everybody, and it seemed like he, especially with the what's his face, with Peter Skarsgård's character, like it seemed like he unlocked something within him, and he's like, I could do some incredible shit.
Hey, it's like he had the power of corruption, not really mind control.
Yeah. It looked like it was something else rather than a standard mind control, and I found that fascinating.
Too bad they didn't really go too deep into it.
Not particularly, but I suppose there was a lot of other shit going on.
Like the fight in the woods between Iron Man and Thor.
God damn!
Yeah.
The first encounter between heroes. Oh shit, yeah. Thor.
And then Captain America's like, stop it, both of you. I'm sending you to your room.
Yeah! Oh gosh.
Like Captain America stand up to the richest man in the world and a god and like, fuck you both.
I've got to shoot.
What I like is like the absolute. You'd think that these guys would get along perfectly, particularly Cap and fucking Tony, considering that Steve worked with Tony's father, and apparently his father ranted about him for a long time. But the utter friction that we see between these two characters is completely unexpected.
Sexual tension in Age of Ultron. The wood cutting scene? Come on, that's pure sexual tension between two guys.
So, would you
It's
call
just
Civil
two
War the
dudes.
lovers' quarrel then?
Oh my god.
And here's the thing. The movie just keeps going from moment to moment because after the Force, we have some moments of like Tony and Banner bonding, and then we get to stuff like Loki destroying Shield.
Yeah. I mean,
Sorry, what?
Huh?
Oh.
Loki, what?
Destroying
Loki
Shield.
pretty much single-handedly destroyed Shield by simply planning everybody being in the right place at the right time.
Thinking about it, going forward, Shield gets compromised a fuck ton.
Shield is.
I swear, every movie, Shield gets screwed over in some way.
Well, how
It
else?
does not get better with the series.
Nope. Oh, I bet. Like, just thinking about it, it's like, yeah, what? Worst organization ever. It's like Unit in Doctor Who.
Oh god. Hey, Unit was good in the old days. Modern Unit sucks.
Just not their bullets.
And then there's always the Battle for New York.
Yes. Frickin' iconic.
That's where Hawkeye gets his moment, guys.
Yeah.
Him be... well,
everybody gets a moment in this scene.
Because Captain America shows his leadership. Thor shows his badassery. Iron Man shows his willing to sacrifice himself.
The Hulk shows his biggest secret.
Oh god. I know you want to say this, so go for it.
That's my secret, guys. I'm always angry.
How sad.
I love how Kevin's like, so did you get angry right now?
Yeah, and just that reveal is like, it's so much more badass than it should be.
Like, I can only imagine.
Everything makes sense.
Like, on a script.
Why he was the way he was, where he was. It's like everything makes sense.
And unlike some of the other Avengers movies, it feels like everybody had time in this final battle.
Yeah, everybody
Yes.
had a bit of time to shine, which is, I guess that's like one of the best things about the earlier movies, that the cast isn't as big.
Well,
So,
yeah,
to
it's
be fair,
actually
with something like eventually Endgame, it's almost impossible to give everybody enough
well, yes,
screen.
exactly. Somebody's gonna get shafted. But with
Oh,
the
I know.
original Avengers, it's actually incredible how balanced all of the characters are in terms of one another, which is something that up to that point, like, you'd get laughed at for even suggesting something like this and thinking that it would work as a standalone movie.
So with how we're talking about it, it almost has to be S tier, right?
I'm
Oh,
saying S
absolutely.
tier 100%.
well, the thing is, if someone came up to you and said, "Hey, we're going to make the event," like the Avengers on its own wouldn't work without the movies beforehand.
Of course
You
not.
need
Without
the other movies
half-
to make the structure. That's why Captain America and Iron Man were themselves very
Integral.
important.
But going
other
by what
three-
we built up in the other movies, and it conglomerates into this amazing masterpiece.
We
Oh,
didn't even talk about how
absolutely.
badass Nick Fury is.
Oh yes, Nick
Well,
Fury.
that's just to be expected. Samuel L. Jackson is probably one of the best actors of all
the
time.
first tragedy of Marvel cinema, the death of Phil Coulson.
Oh, that's right,
Yeah,
Coulson.
Yes, I know he's
No!
alive in the series, blah 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 blah, but when he died, that was something we didn't see coming because he was this side character that we all just enjoyed seeing every now and again.
But then, like,
Yeah.
him dying, as it were, really left a hole in our hearts. 'Cause it's like, oh gosh, this poor little
By the
cinnamon
way,
bun.
this has spoilers. Duh.
Oh, but yeah, I guess that should be freaking expected. There's probably going to be a
Oh.
warning at the beginning of the video.
no.
Come on,
Nah, yeah, I will.
Understand.
If you get
Yes,
spoiled here,
serious, I do.
sucks to be you, brother.